Hey there, second grade. Today we are going to be working on page 377. So open up your math books to page 377, and we're going to be working on chapter 6, lesson 5, regrouping tens to add. Now, last lesson we were talking about regrouping the ones place to add, and today we're going to move over to the next place value and see how does that look and how does that change things as we're solving our problem. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and open up to page 377, and I'll put that on my whiteboard page here too. So go ahead and keep working on getting there right now. But what this means is I've got a math problem here, 163 plus 181. And so I just so happen to have my 1, 2, 3. I've got 6 straights, and then I have my 1 flat over here as well. I know it's a little bit cut off. Let me see if I can get that over any further for us to be able to see. All right, there we go. That's a little better. All right. So I've got my 160 and 3. Now I need 181. So I've got 1. I've got 8 straights. And then lastly, I've got 1 flat. All right. So I want to add these together. So whenever I'm doing my problems, I need to start in the ones place. All right. So here I've got 3, 1, 2, 3 plus 1 more. Well, how many do I have when I bring those all together? Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I need to regroup those? No, I did not need to regroup those. And so I know that that means that I can just put the number 4 here. All right. Now I have 6 plus 8. Well, 6 plus 8, let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 14. Can I write the number 14 here? I hope you said no, I can't do that. I can only have 1 digit in each place value. So what do I need to do? Well, I need to take this 1 and I need to regroup it to my next place value. So I'm going to take my 8 here, and if I have 2 more, I can, just like we were doing before when we had 10 cubes and regrouped it, I can regroup these. These are 10. I can regroup it. So here's my 10 straight. All right, you can see they're all there, and I'm going to turn it into a flat. All right, they are equal. 10 straights is equal to 1 flat. So I can regroup it and bring it over to my next place value. So what that means is the 4 will stay there, but my 1 is going to come to the next place value over here. I had 1 and 1, and I need 1 more. So how many do I have all together? Well, I have 1, 2, 3 all together. So I regrouped my tens place over to my hundreds place. We do this the same exact way that we do our regrouping with our ones place, but this time it's just the next place value. All right. So we're going to go ahead and dive in there today, and we're going to turn to the other side of this page. On page 378 is where we're going to get started. And we're going to go ahead and take a quick look at the steps that they're showing, and then we're going to try some practice problems together. So go ahead. If you are not on page 378, pause the video right now, because that's important for us to all be together as we're working on these problems today. So go ahead and turn to page 378 right now, because we're going to go over this. It says we have 375 plus 462. Well, the first thing I need to do is add my ones place. So my ones place, I've got 5 plus 2 was 7. 5 plus 2 was 7. No regrouping there. That didn't go over 10. Next, step 2. Oops, that's step there. There we go. Step 2 says to add the tens. If there are 10 or more tens, regroup your 10 tens as 100, which is what I just showed you on the other page. Our 10 straights can regroup to a flat. And when we do that, we're going to write a 1 in the hundreds column. So when I added up my 7 plus 6 of my straights, I ended up with 13. There was 13. You can count them right there, but there's 13. So just like we did on the first page, I'm going to go ahead and circle those 10 that are all together here. My 3, 1, 2, 3 stays in the tens place, but that 1 comes over here. After I've done that, now I can do step 3. Step 3 says to add the hundreds. So I have 1 plus 3 plus 4. Well, 1 plus 3 is 4, and 4 plus 4 is 8. So 375 plus 462 is 837. All right, that's how we're going to solve our problems today. Well, let's go ahead and do number 1 together. And if you've got your cubes and your straights, it's probably going to be a little bit difficult if you don't have your flats. So I'm going to go ahead and just for today, I'm going to just go through our problems without anything else. So we're just going to solve just using the numbers, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in and show us a little bit more about how we can solve. So for number 1, well, we always start in our ones place. So in my ones place, I have 3 plus 5. 3 plus 5. What is 3 plus 5? 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I go over to my tens place. 4 plus 8. Well, if I start at 8 and count 4 more, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to write 12 down here for just a second. Can I write the number 12 in this? No, I can't. I can only have one digit in my answer. So I need to keep the smaller digit, the smaller number here. So in my ones place there is going to stay here. So the 2 will stay here. And this is the part that's going to regroup. What this means is I have 10 tens, and I'm regrouping it to be 1 in my hundreds. Do you see here how I still have the number 12? If I read it like this, there's 12 right there. Just like when I added 4 plus 8 was 12, my 12 is here. I'm just separating those two apart. Now I can add up. Well, what is 1 plus 2? That is 3. And then what's 3 plus 3? 3 plus 3 is 6. So my answer here is 628. All right, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and work on number 2 on your own. Can you go ahead and try solving that? And if you get stumped, then look back how we solved this one over here. We started in our ones place. We added our tens place. And if I needed to regroup, that came up on the top. And then my other number stayed here. And then we added our hundreds place last. Go ahead and do number 2 on your own. Pause the video, do that problem, and then press play when you're ready to go on. All right, we're going to go on. If you have not solved it, I'm going to ask you to pause right now so that you can do that on your own. I'm going to start in the ones place. What is 2 plus 4? Well, 2 plus 4, 4, 5, 6 is going to be my first answer. So I can put a 6 in the ones place. In my tens place, I have 6 plus 7. 6 plus 7. Well, I'll start at 7 and count 6 more. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. If I have the number 13, I need to keep this number in that place value. So there's a 3 in my tens, and I need to regroup this 1 to my hundreds. I'm taking 10 tens and turning it into a hundreds flat. 5 plus 1 is 6, and 6 plus 1 is 7. So you should have had 736. All right. I'm going to ask you to go ahead and work on page 379 today. 379. We're going to do numbers 3 through 17 on your own. You can see we start off, they're giving us those lines just like they normally do. And as we keep going, they take the lines away. You can either keep drawing the lines in yourself, or you can just solve using the numbers like this. All right. Well, thank you so much for working so hard with me today. You did a great job. I want you to go ahead on page 379, solve numbers 3 through 17, and we'll see you next time.